guys, Sin here. I'm here with Pete from our local game store community. Pete was at Vegas this weekend and just kind of wanted to ask him like some questions about how like the Uprising premiere event went.
Sure.
So like really just generally like what, you know, highlights, like give us a lowdown. What was it all about?
Sure. So, you know, we got there at the Uprising event. We sat down and they presented these boxes in front of us. We pulled 6 packs. It's just like your normal sealed. I went ahead into the event thinking that I was going to play 5 because I felt like he was probably going to be the aggro deck low cost that's probably going to, you know, just get you the wins that you want. And each win is going to get you an extra pack of Uprising.
Well, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was important to try to, you know, do as well as he could.
Yeah.
You know, just to get some more packs
and get the most out of it.
Exactly. So what I wound up doing here,
talk about it a little bit.
You want to see is so first of all they give you this Helios miter.
Gonna throw that in front of the camera there.
And then they also gave us a it's an extended art Phoenix Flame.
Yep.
So those are the 2 promos that everybody will get at the
pre-releases this weekend. Yeah, check that out. That's awesome.
Yeah, so the main thing that you're trying to do with Vi here, that we've kind of noticed, is that you're trying to get as many of these draconic chain links as you possibly can. You're going to, so there were some times where I would actually have to play the Phoenix Flame first, even if it's cost 0.
Like just, even if it was for 0?
Just to get a draconic chain link in to start kicking off the Searing Ember Flame.
Right.
Which would then kick off the once per turn instant on Vi, which is you can spend 3 resources -1 for each draconic chain link in order to recur one of your Phoenix Flames
from graveyard. Yeah. So I could see how the synergy there would work well, like, you know, especially if you're, you know, especially if like if you're going into Vi, you're going to want just like majority of draconic attacks. Doesn't even necessarily need to be ninja, just draconic. Yes. I mean, you know, you're playing within that like, you know, design space where you get the most out of Vi when you're playing draconic attacks or something that can kind of, I think it was like Brand of Cinderclaw gives other attack actions that aren't draconic the typing of draconic, so it kind of replaces card text or adds card text.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have a lot of these draconic ninja attacks that say like this Cinderskin Devotion.
Like Cinderskin Devotion,
yeah. Which says like if you control 2 or more draconic chain links, then it gains go again.
Yep. And then I think Lava Vein Loyalty, doesn't that have something similar as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. The other big reason to do that would be for these rupture cards here.
Okay.
So if you can get you know 4 or more
4 or higher.
Yeah, draconic chain links, then you're able to actually use the rupture text
to get into it.
Yeah, on those cards. So really he's playing pretty wide. He has a Majestic that's a 0 cost 1 that goes to your banish, but then it recurs, and it's really important because it actually adds 2 draconic chain links, so it turns all this other stuff on.
Okay.
So he's really interesting in that way. I think a lot of people.
Take a quick little look.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that I saw really kind of wanted to pick Vi as well, just to kind of begin with. But as the day went on, I saw a lot of people switching over to the other decks.
Right.
I had a decent pull for Dramai here, so I did get the Dragons of Legend. I got.
Did you get a marble out of it?
No, I did not get a marble, but I did get the Invoked Dracona.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can take that out of the sleeve if you want.
Okay, it's gonna be cool with it here. But yeah, we have a Dracona Optimi.
Yep.
This is one of the better dragons.
But that was the only dragon that I pulled. One thing that so initially going in, I felt like the dragons were going to be what kind of determined whether or not you wanted to play Dramai.
Right.
But I think I've kind of changed my mind after watching some people play and playing against some Dramai. I think really what you're trying to look for if you're trying to build a Dramai is you're trying to look for any card that has transform.
Okay, so anything that can make your ashes turn into, so like Skittering Sands, yeah,
Exactly.
where you can just transform any of your ashes into ash wings, and I mean this card buffs the ash wings, so
Yeah.
transforms the one that you create. That's pretty solid, and it's got, I mean, that's, you know, blocks for 2, it's a 0 cost, so typical, but you know. You'd see this. Would you say that she seems a little more like aggro focused in a way, like kind of similar to Fi? Did you kind of get that vibe too while you were like watching people play?
Yeah, so she takes a while to set up, but once
Right.
she's set up, then yeah, she's going to be sending her dragons at you. You got to take care of them.
Yep.
And it kind of leads into something else that I wanted to kind of talk about.
Yeah, of course, go for it.
It seems like to me that this set is really kind of a rock paper scissors.
Okay.
And so you have Fi, who is really good into Dramai because he can attack multiple targets all the time,
and
right?
knock dragons down kind of before he swings into Dramai.
Exactly, which is really detrimental to her plan.
Right.
But then you have Dramai, who's really good into Icelander because all of her Ash Wings have AB.
Oh, okay.
You know, she's going to be running. You're probably going to want to run, 60% reds with her.
Right.
But having the AB is very important. You do have Quell, which does help as well. But also, Icelander's not going to really be able to take care of the dragons if you have multiple at the time.
Right.
Because she's really just targeting once per attack.
Okay.
But then Icelander is very good into Fi because he has almost no AB.
Yeah, and even as outside of the AB, in a couple of videos ago, I've been kind of TTS play testing Fi. The one recurring thought, at least when it comes to him in like a CC environment or Blitz environment, is he hates ice.
Yes.
Ice is going to really mess this deck up.
That's absolutely correct.
So
Frostbite, he's probably running, honestly, I think that you're probably running a little less reds in Fi than you are in Dramai. You're probably going to want to run about 50% reds in Fi.
Yeah, you got about a 50-50 there, maybe a couple yellows here and there, but at least in an environment where you have, just from talking outside of Uprising Limited, like in a CC perspective, you have like old him, you're going to want to get around that somehow. It's similar to the whole Briar formula where you can dance around that by running a healthy-ish amount of blues to pay for the things you need to pay.
Exactly. And in CC there are a couple of things a couple of tools that Fi can use that will really help. I did get to pull one of them, which is Thaw.
Yep, we got a Thaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice card. I personally love the art on that card.
It's really nice too because it's a 6 attack.
Yeah,
right?
you can pop Phantasm with it. And, whether you're playing even into Prison.
Yeah, and that's actually a very good point. There are really only, I think, 5 cards that can pop Phantasm.
Okay.
This is one of them, which is Majestic. Then you have Findel's Fighting Spirit, which both the red and the yellow color stripe can pop it.
Okay.
Which is nice.
That is good. That's some more tools to kind of, combat the illusionist problem. And I wouldn't necessarily call it a problem, but prior it's like some decks you don't want to be running that many 6, something that costs so high with 6. I could see myself maybe running sideboarding Fighting Spirit into Briar even or something like that.
Sure.
Just if I know I'm going into that illusionist meta.
Definitely. Yeah, and so.
Card.
Oh yeah, and definitely unlimited. This is one to keep an eye out for,
right?
Because it's going to be your generic. It is in the rare slot, so it's, your poppers are actually going to be pretty rare in this set, and that makes running Dramai a little easier.
When it comes to the limited side.
Yeah, when it comes to limited,
dance around and not need to worry about that Phantasm just as much. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. No, that's awesome. And then. You got an Icelander there?
I do. So
okay.
Here's my Ice Lizard.
Yep.
The other, what it seemed like to me was in your sealed pools, you're going to pull a lot more Ice and Wizard cards than you would either Draconic Ninja or Draconic Illusionist.
Gotcha.
So, regular Ninja, regular Illusionist. And that's just, I think that kind of is simply the way that, it's that way because that's kind of the way the draft is going to work.
Right.
Right. you're going to be kind of. I still haven't quite decided whether or not because typically, if you look at your Monarch drafts, you're trying to draft the generics first.
Right.
And I think that in this set, you might be siding into a talent earlier than you normally would.
Okay.
As opposed to trying to really seek out some of the strong generics. What I would say is that the generics that I really used a lot were really Scar for Scar.
Scar for Scar, yeah.
That was a very good one.
Kind of a happy little reprint. I was just thrown off by it at first, but it makes sense given all things considered. I mean, it's a good generic. It's not terribly overpowered, but it's it's welcome reprint. Reprint, I would say.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Especially if it helps round out the limited format and they don't just have something everybody can use in a specific situation.
Yeah, I think it really was put in here to help balance out the limited.
I think so.
That's really what it feels like.
Yeah, that was my first thought when I saw that. I'm like, that I can understand, bringing that back instead of just printing a different card that does the same thing. You might as well just reprint the current one, as long as it's not, super rare card or anything. But yeah, I mean that's all fantastic, dude. I mean, what else is? I mean, I see you got your playmats here too.
Yes.
You got the Dragons of Legend playmat, which is awesome. I think you should be able to see it there on the screen eventually, whenever we go through and roll back through all of this. But I see you got a rainbow foil Phi there.
Oh yes,
that's awesome.
Right, this was from Playing in the Calling. So the way that Channel Fireball kind of did their promos this time is that you walked up, you got your playmat and your deck sleeves here just for registering. Yeah, totally.
You're kind of off for the U.S. U.S. premiere. That's awesome.
In order to actually get your promos, you had to sit down to the event that you registered to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you had to actually. So it was different than maybe the Yorick situation at the Pro Tour, where people were signing up for it and then just having somebody pick up their promos for them and sending it back whenever they get home or whatever it might be.
Correct.
I can see how that fix might help, because I know there was some issues with calling attendance during the Pro Tour that kind of became a little bit of an issue.
Oh yeah, totally.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, so this was from actually sitting down at the college.
Yeah, okay.
And it was a Team Blitz event, which was pretty fun. And I do enjoy. I'm glad that they're kind of making us go through and actually play these events. It was good. The attendance I thought was really great. There were probably 700 people at Las Vegas, but then you also had the Madrid and the Sydney events, which both capped at 450 and 350.
Right.
So overall, you saw roughly the same number of people who were at Jersey, where you had 1,300, 1,400 people.
Yeah. That's a good turnout, though. I mean, it is. And that's reasonable too, because you have to think, the Pro Tour just happened, and a lot of those folks that may have been attending Madrid and Sydney had just gotten home the month earlier.
Yeah.
So to not have to come back out to the States for a premiere event and instead have them placed kind of strategically across the world. I feel like that was a good call by LSS. Just kind of breaks up that monotony and keeps things a little calmer, cooler, but a little more personal. Hey, I went to the U.S. one and I got the Dracon off my sleeves, or I went to Madrid. I can't remember honestly if Dominio or Tomotai was Madrid or Sydney, but yeah, that kind of situation.
Right.
So that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. It sounds like you had a great time.
Oh yeah, overall it was great.
Yeah.
Very good event. Enjoyed Vegas, enjoyed the Calling.
Yeah, dude.
So.
And then lastly, I mean, that's just really it. I just kind of wanted to get your first impressions of the Uprising Limited, and
I appreciate
just kind of do that. No, I appreciate you willing to sit down and talk to the channel and
no problem.
Put that out there. But you have 2 packs here.
I do.
Up to you if you want to open them here or not.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
You would like me to open these packs? Okay. Well, we're gonna open Pete's packs here and just kind of see what we can pull from them. I'm actually going to take these and hop around the camera real fast. That way we can get a good close-up of the cards. So we have my first opening of an Uprising pack.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love the pack art. The pack art's incredible on these.
Great.
So we're just gonna be calm and be cool No panicking here.
So you'll notice the 2 cards on the back are tokens, but that's where your cold foils can slot in. So
Okay, so they could possibly be cold foils there. We'll flip this and just go there. You know, we have a Lava Burst, Red Healing Balm, Flameborn Retribution, Quelling Robe, Sigil Permafrost, Invoke Uvia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got an Uvia. A foil red dampen, Singe, Brain Freeze, Dunebreaker Centipie, red, Rising Resentment, red Rake the Embers, blue Soaring Strike, Ether Hail, and a cold foil Conduit of Frostburn.
Alright, great.
There we go, dude.
Got the cold foil.
I can't believe it. First pack of Uprising I'm opening and it's your cold foil. That is incredible, dude. Awesome. That is awesome. I mean, you know, and then you have your Phoenix Flame. So we're going to set that there for you. You can take a look, obviously. And I appreciate you letting me open that up on the channel. Oh, man.
Anytime.
We've got a cold foil. Common. It's a common equipment Conduit of Frostburn.
Okay.
Cold, yeah. Moving on to pack number 2.
I will.
That's a win, dude. That's been sitting there.
Yep.
Blue Healing Balm, Cold Snap, Trade In, Quelling Sleeves, Strategic Planning, Succumb to Winter, Ember Moss Senpai Yellow, Ether Ice Vein, Frosting, Ronin Renegade, Sweeping Blow, Cinderskin Devotion, Sand Cover, Dustrunner Outlaw, a Phi, and an Icelander. So, second pack was, you know, just a normal pack, but dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And you know, thanks everybody for thanks everybody for watching the channel. Thanks again to Pete here.
Yep.
And if you like the video, be sure to subscribe. We're gonna be doing kind of like a vlog thing on the pre-release this weekend, so we'll see you there. We're out.